Well, good afternoon. Today is July 12th, which is a Friday. Today I'm doing a kind of vlog that I have never done before. I am doing a cemetery, a very old cemetery that is actually also known to be haunted. The cemetery's name has a very odd, strange name as well. The cemetery, crazy enough, is called Baby Head Cemetery. And there's the sign right there to prove it. A very creepy name for what is supposed to be a very strange and old cemetery. So I have not gone in this cemetery previous to starting the video. I am gonna go in and see everything with you as you see it as well. It is very hot here. We are in between the towns of Llano, Texas and San Saba, Texas. It's about 10 miles. Sorry, I had to fix the gate there. It is about 10 miles from Llano. The story is, I believe they said the 1850s, between the 1850s and the 1860s, there was a child that was kidnapped and murdered here, and her remains were left on the hill over here, the mountain, and so they called it Baby Head Mountain. And there is also a creek around here that has the same name, and believe it or not, in the 1870s there was a bustling community that was apparently here called Baby Head, which to me, I don't know if I would want to live in a town called Baby Head. One of the oldest graves here actually is of a small girl named Jody McKinley, I believe is her last name. So we're going to search around and look for Jody's grave, and let's just snoop around and see what we've got going on here. There's been stories that the cemetery is haunted. People said they have seen a little girl wandering the cemetery. So let's look at a few of these older graves. If you look at this one here, it says Fleming. Jerry M. Fleming, May 22, 1844, December 11th, 1915. And I guess his wife, Mary McKinley, January 22nd, 1843 to 1940, in memory of father and mother. And then over here next to this one, we have got Bill G. Fleming. That's a newer grave. December 25th, 1931, May 4th, 2015. That is actually the day before my birthday. It looks like we've got the older graves over this direction. Let's check out this side of the cemetery. I'm not getting any weird vibes here. This is actually quite peaceful out here at this cemetery. Robert Bobby Jean Raycheck. There's another newer one. November 9th, 1937, November 21st, 2000. Loving husband to Sue. Looks like they were wed on November 14th, 1958. Carrying daddy and pawpaw. I had a pawpaw. I sure miss him. He passed away, I would say about 18 years ago. Here's a very old grave. This one is in memory of Anna A. Shepard. She was born March 13, 1825 and died August 17, 1910. And the bottom part is very hard to read. I can't read that part. So let's go A little further on here, now we're getting into the older one. I'm actually going to be on the lookout for Jody's grave. She's the oldest grave in here. Here's some more graves. Carter, Jesse Carter, June 25th, 1886 to September 3rd, 1959. And Kellis Carter, that's an interesting name. Kellis is December 21st, 1884 to October 21st, 1952. Here's this is probably one of the oldest graves I've seen yet, and it's very difficult to read. Let's see, Mary H., wife of Jesse Carter, born May 15th, 1824 in Monroe, Louisiana, and looks like it died in Kentucky. And I cannot read the date that she died. I believe I may have found Jody's grave over here. Let's go check it out and see if this is the right place. Nope, this isn't it, but sorry about that. I can't read this one at all, but that's kind of creepy when you look at this one. If you look at this one, you've got the baby on top, and there's actually a Barbie head next to it. Well, I thought that might have been Jody's grave because it was quite decorated. Here's a grave that is so old, it is completely, I don't know if that's a grave or a rock. You really can't tell in a neighborhood, I'm sorry. It's been a long drive to get here. You can't tell in a cemetery. Let's check this one out here. This says Eugene Clark. Eugene Clark was born October 28th, 1890 and died December 31st, 1890. Oh my goodness. Eugene was just a little boy. Those baby heads on him again. There's the baby heads you can see on him right there. That's kind of creepy to me. Let's keep wandering around this grave or this cemetery. Let's see what we've got over here on this one. This is another one that is very difficult to read. It looks like it says Augustus McKinley, born December 10th, 1856 and died July 8th, 1890. Some of these lived really long lives and some not so long. Here's a Mary McKinley. There's a McNeely. This one was born. She was born on March 16th, 1832 and died August 30th, 1889. Let's see what we've got on this one here. Here is Jody's grave. The oldest grave in the cemetery. That is lots of pennies and some rocks and some toys and some babies are on it. It says Jody McKinley was born May 14th, 1881 and died January 1st, 1884. So she was 3 years old and died the day after, or on New Year's Day, actually. Let's keep looking around here and see. Here's a very small grave, one that you really can't see much of. It just says M-A-M-C-K. If you can tell, there's nothing really on it that's marked. So let's go, and here's a newer one. Reverend K.E. McNeely, March 19th, 1890, or July 2nd, 1894, and March 19th, 1857. This must be his parents. J.W. McNeely, May 6th, 1850, October 18th, 1923, and his mother, June 1st, 1857, and January 7th, 1951. Let's see what we've got. Let's look at this one here. This one says, Little Charlie, that's sad, son of W.T. and A. McCoy, born September 4th, 1889, and died September 7th, 1889, lived to be 3 years old. Some more other ones here. Memory of Texas Calvin, daughter of something McCoy, born November 30th, 1890, and died June 16th, 1892. You know, it's crazy to me to just know that these are actually, I mean, it's the real people from that long ago, how much time has passed since they've been here. You know, April 18th, 1890, June 4th to 1890, just a baby, H.E. and E.F. Hall. There's 1872 to 1911, Hall. H.E. Hall, another H.E. Hall. I wonder if that's a parent. 1861 to 1917. Just kind of walking around looking at things. There's another Susan McCoy, 1828 to 1893. So she lived for that time a pretty good life. Some of the ones we've seen that are extremely, oh my gosh, this is, I don't know, this is unnerving to me. That seems, I'm not sure. What do you think of a grave like that? Just let me know in the comments what you think of a grave like that. That is, I don't know. That is the grave of Martha Bell Sawyer, born November 11th, 1869, and died November 16th, 1885. So she was young, 16 years old. I might be wrong with that. My math is horrible. Oh my goodness. Check this one out. I am not sure if that is a headstone or just a piece of brick that is laid there, but I am not so sure about that one. That one, sorry about the zoom. That one, it's, yeah, no, I'm not, no, Here's another really old, broken one. That one's very difficult to read. I know the name is Lucy Lee, and they were born in 1863, but the death, you can see the death if you kind of look on this part here. The death says 1889. So they were really young too. Let's see what this one is here. This one says, John W., son of something Lucy L. Murphy, born July 22nd, 1888, and died June 7th, 1889. Wow, almost a year old, not quite a year old. John McLaughlin. John McLaughlin was born February 8th, 1820, and died September 30th, 1892. And then here's one that is behind a whole bunch of bushes that I'm not sure I can get to here. That one, it says 1823, was born and died in I can't read the death. What is the name on this one? Marcy McClellan? something? Very hard to read. But and then if you look over this direction, if you follow me, it's a little bit of a walk here. There's a few more, and it looks like there's a cemetery inside of a cemetery. Here we come across a couple of older graves as well. Here's some older graves. J.H. Wilburn, born February 2nd, 1860 and died September 7th, 1887. And it looks like another old one, and then you get into some pretty new ones. Oh, this one's actually really, I think that headstone is super pretty. Margaret Lee Galley, born something, April 3rd, 1866, and died December 18th, 1888. Goodness, just a teenager. And then you come over here. These here are some newer graves. If you keep walking over here, I think there's just these couple of more of the older graves. This is a pretty giant headstone. E.S. Johnson, 1850 to 1929, and his wife Polly Johnson, 1846 to 1922. And another super old one. Ida Johnson, born 1870 something and died 1882 maybe. These are very difficult to read. It looks like I'm out here too, about to start dodging some storms. I don't know if you can see over in the distance over there, but that weather's not looking too pretty on that side. But if you look here, oh, here's a new one with some pictures on it. Let's check it out. This one says Ken Flowers, March 25th, 1949 to February 9th, 2018, and he was in the service. Thank you for your service, Mr. Flowers. The picture on the left is of him when he's in the military, and the one on the right looks like a later in life one. Little Big Sky Ranch, Comanche, Texas. Doc knows. I don't know, but that's a pretty sweet nickname. And if you look here is looks like the cemetery inside of a cemetery. There is a gate around this one. But they look to be a mixture of older headstones, 1852 to 1924. And there's some that are 1922 to 1976. And then there's some really old ones that are back over there that are really hard to see. So I believe that's it. Let me see if I can get a little bit higher. There's a little bit of a hill here. I want to get up here and see if I can see the mountain. The mountain, Baby Head Hill, Baby Head Mountain is supposed to be pretty close to this. I think it's right behind it. So let's kind of a little bit higher up now than we were earlier. Yeah, you can see it. Let me move a little bit further, try to get it to where everybody can see it. There's ant mounds everywhere here. Yeah, let me see if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see, but right beyond those trees, there's a hill, and I believe that is, or there's a mountain. I believe that's Baby Head Mountain. So, but yeah, this place is known to be haunted. From what I've read, it could be one of the most haunted cemeteries in Texas. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know from stories that I've read and researched online that it is known that they've been seeing a little girl wandering around the area. But like I said, I don't know how true that is. That's not firsthand knowledge or anything like that. But also, if you look at a couple of channels on YouTube, they have some people coming out and trying to figure out all that stuff. They've got all their equipment and, you know, all the haunted stuff. So you're welcome. I would search some of that and look at it. But other than that, this is a nice, quaint, peaceful neighborhood. You've got the traffic noise, but other than that, there's really, I mean, it's nice and peaceful. It's beautiful out here. This has been quite an experience. Some of it is a little bit heartbreaking, and some of it is a little bit eerie. Stuff like that, with the baby heads on the gravestones, the headstones, is yeah, it's kind of creepy. But yeah, one last look at Baby Head Cemetery. Let's go grab one more look at Jody's resting place. See if I can find that again. Yeah, right here is Jody's final resting place. There's Jody's. Sorry about that again. Headstone, the oldest headstone here, born May 14th, 1881, and died January 1st, 1884. Still trying to get used to these modes on this camera. They've got some that are called like follow and FPV and tilt lock, and man, I'm new to all this, and all those are just, they're very confusing to me. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I take a while to learn. I'm sorry about that, but thanks for coming with me out to Baby Head Cemetery. It's been an interesting visit, that's for sure. If you like this vlog, just comment. If you anything else that I should have done or you wanted to see, leave a comment. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, thanks for, if you've been subscribed before, thanks for subscribing. And if you're new here, please click the subscribe button and click the bell as well, because then you'll get alerts of every time that I put out a video, and I've got some good videos coming up on the schedule. So yeah, again, thanks for tuning in and watching the vlog of Baby Head Cemetery. And I will see you on the flip side.